Hey everyone, welcome to the first person gameplay commentary. My name is Dry Bear, and this time around I'm playing Neith. Looks like I might be going mid. I don't want Frey to go mid. Me mid. Yeah. So Neith is actually a really strong mid. Neith is a ranged physical carry. She's been kind of top tier since she came out. She kind of fell into this really strong role, kind of the role that Honor has, where he's really good in a lot of lineups, good mobility, good damage output. Neith is a very strong mid character. She can clear waves very quickly once you master utilizing her. I guess they want me to help with speed. Mastering her broken weaves, being able to utilize it with your 1 and your 4, but primarily your 1. Once you can use that to its utmost, it's very, very effective. Okay, we're gonna go for this. So I started out with the Death's Toll directly into the tier 1 Warrior Tabi. I got a healing potion because I assumed I was gonna be going towards the left lane. Come back. So I thought I was gonna go to the left lane. If you're going mid, generally want to start out with a mana pot instead of a healing pot. If you're going for this build, just because you'll end up spending more. Oh, he's getting wrecked by those minions. You'll end up spending more mana than taking more harassment. I mean, I guess an Agni, I guess it would make sense. He's just kind of getting shot at here. I'll take that for free. So if you've never played Neith before, her passive's called Broken Weave, and what this does is if you backflip or kill an enemy god, you will place down a Broken Weave on the map. He's going to dash away. So you see if I throw out a backflip, where I backflip from, it will put on Broken Weave on the map. Or if an enemy god dies anywhere, it will be on the map. I can show you a quick trick here as these minions meet up. So you want to go into the middle of them, backflip away, and then you want to shoot this forward. This should clear the wave pretty easily. My Death's Toll will clean that up. And now up against this guy, gotta just get a few shots in here. Just poking him down. You can see it's really high control, the good burst damage. So what I did there, I can detail that again before I go back to the skills. Just run into the middle of the wave. Get that Broken Weave in the middle, and then throw this through, and then that'll pop the Broken Weave, but also he's gonna dash away maybe. It'll pop the Broken Weave, but also damage from your 1. So your 1 is going to be called Spirit Arrow. It's just a lined skill shot nuke, which will root all enemy gods and minions that it runs into and do physical damage to them. If it runs into a Broken Weave, that Broken Weave will explode, doing physical damage as well, and also doing an AoE root. However, the damage source from your 1 and the explosion of the Broken Weave are separate, which means that if you land the projectile and the explosion from the Broken Weave, it'll do double damage. And this is really good for clearing minion waves. This is really good for doing damage harassment. And also jungling as well. You can throw down the Broken Weave by backflipping, and then also going directly into a Spirit Arrow, which will do double damage from the explosion, and then also from the it's EU. So I got 230 ping right now, so that's going to be good dealing with. Getting more EU servers these days, not too sure why, but we're going to deal with that. It's going to be a little bit harder to lay in some abilities, but it's not going to be too bad. Second ability is called Unravel. This is an AoE nuke, as he tries to do that for whatever reason. I can kill him now. And that's going to be a kill, and I'm going to shoot the tower here. I can get a few shots in really easily, but again, that was just the explosion from my Spirit Arrow, and this onto the weave is really what's really effective. And this is something you'll see from a lot of top tier players. I know Youngbei plays a really good Neith. I know Zatman plays a but I think Youngbei is probably one of the best Neith players I've seen thus far. As more deaths, maybe not. That will be that. Second ability is an AoE nuke. What it will do is it will do physical damage to all enemies inside of a small little area of effect. However, I'm going to stay here because I have enough for, almost have enough for my boots. That projectile lags a little bit much. I'm staying because I have a little bit more to get my boots. He has an ulti, it looks like. I'm wondering. So what I can do is I can heal myself with this. It'll hit the whole menu wave and do physical damage, but also will heal me for the amount. He's going to dash and then ignite. I might die here. I'm going to have to walk through this again. He's going to hit some more basic attacks, and that's going to be it. So I just stuck around a little bit too long. A little bit too greedy there. I had to run through the passive again. He would have been able to dash me or throw an ultimate at me. So I just stuck around while I was explaining that. So the 2, I wanted to show it to you there. We'll do AoE damage and physical, reduce the attack speed that the enemies have, and also will return health to you. If you land also on a Broken Weave, hitting a Broken Weave in the area removed, healing Neith for an additional amount. So if you hit a Broken Weave, or 3 targets is the maximum. You hit 3 targets, you'll get health back. But if you hit 3 targets plus a Broken Weave, you'll get a bunch of health back. So it's really good for sustaining the lane and all that kind of stuff. Look for an opportunity to hit anybody. Oh, I just barely lost sight. I should have shot that right away, but missed the opportunity there. See, what did he end up going for? He went for just boots, so not too bad. Get a free heal. I'll be able to harass him with that as well. He's gonna go for a meteor, which he will hit. Not the biggest of deals. Just gotta get some healing off that Death's Toll. Could have got a kill in the left lane if I was paying attention. In the face. So the max out your 1 first, then go directly into your 2. Sorry, I'm kind of like all over the place, guys. Am I lagging? 250 now. Oh god. I can really feel it when I'm doing the basic attacks. 260? Okay. So you max out the 1 first, then into 2. So the 3. Oh, he Aegis! Wow, that was good. That was really good. Should have waited, but I had Sobek on top of me. Sobek can stop me from doing whatever I want. Just gonna wait. My ult's down, so I can't pick him up. So I just heard him there, so I had the sound up, and I was able to pick up on the fact that he was ulting me, and then... Oh, is it Air Cougar? Oh. I got 3 people mid. God, it's just typical. Typical. God, I just need to focus more on these videos. I'm really trying to get a good game for you guys, which takes a lot of focus. Like, I can't really goof off or mess around too much, because I'm just like, I get dived a lot, or I just get really interesting. So that'll be clean. Hopefully he doesn't die there. I don't know how Bakasura died. Interestingly enough. So third ability is called Backflip. You've seen pretty much all my abilities so far. I'm just going to try and finish up an explanation here. She's dead. So we can go for that while it's sitting there. There you go. That should clean him out really easily. That hit but didn't do any damage for some strange reason. I'm going to back up here. Probably need to D up the left lane, but that's not the biggest of deals. I'm going to farm up, so I'm going to get this Devourer's Gloves. The reason I'm buying this is just because I'm not really intending on ganking too much. I just want to farm, which means I'm going to buy an item that relates to my plan. My plan here is going to be farming, so I'm going to buy a stacking item like Devourer's Gloves, which will benefit me greatly. So third ability is just a backflip. What it'll do is it'll physical damage in front of you and also put you further. It'll backflip behind you in a backwards motion. You are immune to all effects in the flip, so you won't be hit by any projectiles or anything like that while you're flipping. It's so laggy. Oh god, I can't hit anything. I gotta wait for this. We can wait for him to do his initiation on me. Stop attacking me, dude. Oh my god, I'm just whiffing everything. I'm so freaking dead. So they're just going to back off here. The weave's going to get in the way, it looks like. Get him! There we go. We can probably take this Sobek, to be honest with you. If it's just him. There's the Sobek. Minus the lag, of course. And we're getting kills. So this is good stuff. Looks like this might be a good game. I'm kind of having to focus a lot more than I usually do, so I might just go dry hard on these commentaries instead of trying to put more information into it, just to make sure that I don't freaking die or feed or whatever. Just focus on carrying the game as hard as I can. So the commentary, I think I need 1445, so I almost have enough to finish this. So there's that. Good stun. He doesn't have a blink. God, it is really hard to land these with this ping. This is why I don't play range physical carries when I'm playing ranked too often, is because it's just like if you get an EU server, it's really hard. I know people play with a lot more than 250, but just in general, depends who you're up against, I suppose. So those are going left. I'm just gonna let them know, and then we go back, pick up this item, and just keep on farming. As far as this team goes, I could do with beads. One of the biggest things too is Ares is going to force me to use my Aegis a lot more than I would like to. So I'm picking up the beads as a second item, just in preemptive measures of that. But also will allow me to beads the Apollo, Mesmerize, the double stun from Thor, the stun from Agni, and then also the Ares ultimate, and the pull from Sobek, if I didn't mention that before. I don't remember if I did or not. But also, if you get hit by the Sobek pull and you pop your beads at the exact same moment, then you will be... Oh my god, that lag though. Oh my giggles. So the backflip is just the backflip does physical damage from you, drops a broken weave which you can interact with your other abilities, and then her ultimate is called World Weaver, which you will kneel down, go into like a trance type state, and then go for... I don't really know what he's doing here. So that's an easy clean kill there. Maybe a second kill here. Hopefully that doesn't hit Hebo. It might. It might. With that, looks like they end up getting a kill over there, which is good stuff. This might actually be a win. This might be a win in the win column for the win. He's taking that buff. Again, I can stack up my Devourer's gloves and everything. So the ultimate there, you saw you kneel down, go directly into it. And the reason I left the mid lane is because that tower's going to die, guaranteed. So you'll kneel down, charge up. That little bar you'll see, and once I get my ultimate up again, I can show you. But there's a bar that fills up around the circle in the middle and center of your screen, which will allow you to do more damage. So I'll show you the clear here. Go directly for that. Make sure the projectile hits as well as the explosion from the weave, and you'll do double damage there. They just stuck around a little too long. He's going to dash and possibly ulti. He sees me low, so don't know if I want to do this or not. I think I missed it. Oh, we got Ares. That's good. I'm ultimate up in 18 seconds. It's not going to be up in time, unfortunately. So I'm just going to go to the mid lane and farm. Looks like he might be getting greedy. Oh, he's going to get him low. Oh, got him! Nice job, dude. See if I can't see if he'll go up in the air or not. And there he is. Ugh. And Air Cougar is one of my regulars in the stream, so he's just focusing the crap out of me. Unfortunately, Bakasura just wasn't really doing anything. So I just let them do what they want. Bakasura look like they end up dying here too. Yeah, he's dead. Unfortunately. So I'm going to get some attack speed with the Executioner. Sometimes you want to go Executioner first, sometimes you want to go Executioner second. I went Devourer's Gloves first just because I wasn't really going to be involved in too many team fights, and just was going to come down to that. I could have Aegis there, but I don't think I would have lived either way, so I just saved the cooldown. I popped the beads with just a chance, but then I realized that I was in the gold tier camp by myself, and Baka was kind of far away, so I was pretty much guaranteed to die, unfortunately. Ultimate comes out from the Ares, going to pull him through. So again, max out your 1 first, then go into your 2. Your 2 will give you a lot of sustain and heal. You want to use that as often as you can. And then as far as build goes, I mean, it's pretty standard. You want to go for, you know, if you're confident in your ability to play ranged carry, you can go Death's Toll into Warrior Tabi 1+1 potion. If you are not so confident, you can go for Tier 1 Warrior Tabi, 2 active items, and then directly into boots. That's just, and finish those off. That's really just, you know, it comes down to personal preference and then comfortability, like what you're comfortable with type thing. I know his ulti's down, so I'm not really too worried about that. One thing you can do as a Neith is just put weaves everywhere if you have the mana to do so. Just hit as many weaves as you can all over the place. Just gonna get stacks up from that. I can go get the movement speed buff, very valuable for ranged physical carries and melee as well. Super valuable for melee. I want to steal it away though. Looks like Thor might be going up in the air. I think he's gonna dunk down on somebody. I don't know. I don't really know what they're fighting right now, but looks like they're just being. Don't really want to get caught in this ulti. I'm just going to back off a bit. He might go for a charge. There's a tail whip. Charge might come after. He doesn't have a tail whip to interrupt my animation. Agni's here, but that's okay. I didn't want him anyway. So I'm going to go for this buff. I don't think they can push too hard, but if they do, I'll peel them off the tower, or they'll go for the tower. Either one. Either way, this will end well for me. I'll get this buff, or they'll come off the tower to come get me, which will be a benefit. Apollo's in the air. There's the Sobek. Ares gonna be here. I can't really step through that. My HP is too low. Unfortunately, I didn't get the Thor kill. I thought that Broken Weave was gonna be close enough, but it wasn't. This is really greedy here, so I wouldn't really recommend doing this. There's the that. Chains are coming through. He missed the chains, thankfully. I hit him and the Broken Weave, so it rooted Agni as well, so I think I'm okay. I think I'm in the clear. And I'm just gonna get out because it doesn't look like we have enough damage to kill him, and if we do, I think one of us would die in the process, so not really worth it. So I'm going to finish off this Executioner. It'll give me a lot of penetration and a physical power. I mean, this is pretty much a standard build. It's Boots, Executioner, Devours, or Boots, Devours, Executioner, just because it gives you a good balance of attack speed, penetration, physical power, and also lifesteal. That's really what it is. I mean, if you're wondering what the difference between the lifesteal items is, you buy Devours for damage, you buy Soul Eater for sustain, and on certain characters attack speed like Bakasura, and then you buy Brawler's Beat Stick if you're concerned about the enemy healing a lot. But generally, Devour's Gloves, you go for the power. The power is going to be the most valuable to you. But you know, you can go for the Soul Eater for a little bit of sustain. You'll get the HP. You won't have, like, this is very low damage. You don't get much damage out of that, but you get a little bit more lifesteal, plus the maximum HP, and some attack speed. You get more attack speed out of that. So if you're going for, like, you know, a Bakasura is pretty much the only person I would buy Soul Eater on, or maybe Arachne. Maybe if you're going for like a Anka the Golem type build on Arachne, just like an HP build, then maybe you can go for a Soul Eater. But in most cases, I would say about 85% of the time, you're going to want to go for the Devour's Gloves just for the damage. Fuck is going crazy here. It's a really easy kill there. You see my attack speed's pretty high now. We can clear this tower out. Looks like left's getting jumped on. I can turn to see if there's any low enough for me to help out with. I don't know. Looks like Frey's just gonna die. Baka's kind of caught out, but he's taking this, so I don't really want to waste this tower attempt. He's gonna take a lot of damage, but we'll clear that out. So now you want to help out your team by ulting as often as you can. Being aware of what's going on is very important for Neith. That stun might be enough to get this kill, and that's gonna slow him down enough where if he's gonna come to the lane, he'll walk into us. So I'm just zoning him here. He can't really go home while I'm standing here. Agni's going to come over, so I'm just going to take the safe route and get out. I'm going to avoid the chains that way so I still have my free movement. Dash is going to get me. Here comes the Ignite. Got a root there, which is really good. I'm going to back off. And that's I think that's the last meteor that he has. Yeah, he's got one more meteor. So we're kind of caught out here. We should probably run away. I don't really want to get caught out either, so I'm just going to wait. Get a free heal off there, that one person. And just keep coming home. I think his ultimate's up. No, he just used ultimate, so his ultimate's down. So that's the only thing I'm really concerned about, is just that ulti. I can beads if Sobek charges me. Might be a little laggy because of EU, but I don't have an ulti. But I can probably get maybe. So that's what I was talking about. You press the beads right when he stuns you, and you'll avoid the stun. Oh my god, I'm just missing everything. Oh, double sky call on top of my face, huh? Whatever you do, man, it's fine. It's fine, they hate me. The enemies always want to get the bear. Always bear first and then team fight. Always bear first. So again, what I did is I just popped the beads right when Sobek hit me with a charge, which will make you immune to the dash. This is what happens when you dive me so hard, guys. If my team's paying attention, you just die. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the point of diving the dry bear as often as you possibly can. I mean, you saw how many ganks I got mid, how often they'll just jump on top of me. This happens in every game. I was low though, and I'm a carry, so I mean, it's sometimes it's hard to tell If it's not like blatant, sometimes it's hard to tell if they're just trying to get, you know, good calls or they're just diving me. We're gonna get a slow off there, but what does he have? Just Void Blade at this point. Banish comes out. Ooh, that's a good ulti. Ooh, saved his life. Nope. Zeus doing good. Doing that work. Doing that work, though. So we can just get a ward and a mana pot and head on out. And now I'm just going for a Deathbringer because my farm is really good. I'm pretty far ahead. And I've touched on this in a few videos, but what you want to do when you're ahead in farm is two things. Either buy a really expensive item like a Deathbringer or a Rod of Tahuti. This will make you really, really far ahead. I mean, you'll kind of tie them for a while, but once you finish that Rod of Deathbringer, I mean, you're going to be really far ahead. Or what you can do is buy a defensive item. That's something that's just very, you know, it's advanced tactics type stuff. But if you buy a defensive item when you're far ahead, which means you'll be pretty much on level of the damage that they'll be doing, just because I mean you'll have the you'll have core items finished, and then you can buy a defensive item type thing. I don't know if they're gonna fight mid right now or not. Looks like they are. So you'll pretty much be doing the same amount of damage as them, but you'll have that extra defensive item, which means they won't be able to kill you, but you'll be able to kill them just because you'll be able to trade easier. It's just like, you know, either you buy a heavy damage item that's very expensive, or you buy a defensive item. This goes for damage dealers, not just like tanks. Obviously, tanks would want to buy more tanky items. So I'm going to just do the trick again, just to make sure you know about it. In the middle, flip backwards, come back, and Spirit Arrow. This will just hit the whole thing. I have my ulti now if they need it. Thor's going to dunk, so what I can do is try ult the Thor, which hopefully that's enough to help them. He Aegis'd it, but that caught him out in an area. Maybe Hades can pop an ultimate now. There's the Hades ulti. There's an Ares ulti, unfortunately. This is going to be really tough. If I come in from the wrong angle, I might die in the process, so. I'm not sure how that stunned me, but it did. That's going to get a good root off, and then I can get it off. But again, I just peeled him off the tower, so not on the tower anymore. Looks like Baka just ran in. Got a little greedy there. They're really squishy if I can get a hold of them, but it's just like they had so many available for the fight that I really couldn't get close enough, unfortunately. So I'm just going to back off here. Thor's going to dive me because that's what he does as a profession. Hades hopefully can get out there. Either way, I don't really want to fight on this. Yeah, he's going to get out. Blue buff is up. Again, same thing. Go for a backflip first. As soon as they're in range, make sure you hit the projectile and also the weave with your projectile, and you'll do double damage. And it's very easy for clearing. He has a Void Blade, so he has a bit of an advantage on me. I can't let him hit the backswing of his hammer. He's just going to back off. Sobek's kind of rotating over from mid, so I want to make sure I don't get caught by that. There he is. I can hit the weave instead of the projectile and just guarantee the stun there. Again, he's going to dive me most likely. Nope, he's going to turn around. Dude, just go away, man. Oh. Good damage output. He's just gonna get caught. We can attack Gold Fury now, or we can get this right tower. We should probably get the tower first. I think they're gonna back off. I'm gonna heal myself up with Devour's gloves, and then we're all set. I'm just gonna wait until I can finish my. Go like that. That'll clear that out. All 4 of Neith's abilities do damage. Looks like they'll be able to clear that out without me. All 4 of her abilities do damage, so it's very, very easy. I think it's 23-10. Plus Gold Theory, I have enough after this tower. Agni's going to hang out. But I can just, like, instant cast my ultimate. So the ultimate will charge up. If you charge up the ultimate, it does more damage. Clear, clear. Start hitting the tower. He's going to go for a charge. Probably tail whip after, but they can't really catch me at this point. There's Apollo. Do a quick backflip, so if they come, I can hit the projectile, or I can hit the weave if nothing else. Most people don't expect it if you do that. Sobek. Expect the ultis. I think Apollo's in the air. God, dude. So many ultimates on me. Leave me be! God! Just attack somebody else, please. Please! They just love me so much. So many ultis. The Apollo ultimate kind of set me off there, so what I could have done, what I wanted to do is I wanted to Aegis the end of the Sobek ultimate, but what the Apollo ultimate did is it knocked me up into the air so I couldn't use my Aegis, and then the Sobek tail whipped after the end of his ultimate, which then made it so I couldn't use my Aegis, and then right after the Thor used his Tectonic Rift, which made it so I couldn't use my Aegis, and then I finally got my Aegis off, but at that point I had absorbed, well, I had been taking so much damage that it really wasn't in my favor, and I'd already used my my beads to prevent the first Ares ultimate, and then Ares came from the backside and ultimated again, and they're just sticking to me. They know I'm really farmed, they know I'm doing a lot of damage, but also could be the fact that Thor is like always in my streams. Air Cougar. So at this point, physical, magical. They're doing a good split of damage. Ares is getting ore items, which is good. Sobek doesn't do a whole lot, so I'm not really too worried about him doing damage as far as that goes. But I think getting a little bit of physical protection would help me out here. At this point, I'm just gonna get a Void Blade. It'll really benefit me against the physical carries, and it'll reduce the damage that they deal. Apollo's not really doing a whole lot, so if I get any physical protection, he won't do anything to me, like at all. I mean, if you go for a heavy attack speed like that, guys, your damage is going to be very, very low, and any mitigation that the enemy gets will drop your damage to almost nothing. So if I get a Void Blade and Apollo keeps going attack speed items like this, he will be a non-issue. He won't do any damage to me at all. I mean, the static protections that I'm getting already, plus the protections I'll have from the Void Blade, will just make him pretty much nothing to me. Just absolutely nothing. And that's how it goes. I love you too. So Apollo's the mid lane, damage buff is on him, so I know that damage buff is gone. He's going to go up in the air and try to gank the left lane. Hopefully that's enough. I don't know if he Aegis'd or what, or somebody blocked it. Looks like Thor blocked it, maybe. But it's always good to use that. I mean, it'll force him to use an Aegis Amulet, it'll force him to use whatever, and sometimes you get lucky if people aren't paying attention. But Neith has been out for a long enough time that people start to block the shots. They realize it's coming, they try to block it without being told, so that's just how things go sometimes. Just gonna back off a bit here. Good slow there. Good ulti. Good beads. Sobek might go for a dash. I'm going to heal up on these minions before he detonates, hopefully. There we go. Now if he tries to go something... I'm just putting the weave there, so if he tries to go for something, I can stop him. That might be enough. That was a really good chain lightning. Try to get this tower so we have somewhere to retreat to. Oh, 8, 7. Is it going to be in time? Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, the backflip doesn't do anything for it. Again, I have that weave there. Interacting with these is very, very important in this play. And you can do things like I'm kind of waiting, hanging out. And when they get close to the weave, I can just pop the weave, which will root them and do damage to them. And it's something that really advanced Neiths will do. And most players won't expect it. They'll be looking at you like, okay, she can't hit my the spirit arrow now. I'm too far away, or I'm not in line of sight, or whatever. However, if you land that the weave there, so I can get a free heal off from that. Oh, God. So they're going to go after this. Thor's going to teleport closer to me. I can root him and run away. I want to keep running here because it doesn't look like we're going to get through this. There's the Thor. That came up just in time, and they're still chasing me. Holy mother of God. I don't know if he's going to get away in time or not. I may not. kind of low on mana, unfortunately. I had to use my abilities there. That was really close. He might go for a 1, just barely missed it though. And I don't have enough mana to deal with this, unfortunately. If I had a little bit more mana, I could have. And you can see the kit from Neith is very, very strong. I mean, she has the backflip, she has the stun, she has the root, she has everything. She's a really, really strong kit. So if you're looking for a good ranged physical carry to deal with, or to master, or to make, add to your repertoire, Neith is a great one. She gets picked, she gets banned, she sees a lot of action because she's very, very strong. So you can see, I mean, the Apollo really wasn't doing anything to me there. He didn't really do any damage at all. And once I finish this Void Blade, it's going to be very, very apparent that he just is going for a bad build. A lot of physical protection up on Sobex. I think my last item might have to be a Titan's Bane on top of the penetration that I'm getting from the Executioner and the Void Blade. But we'll see. Probably should have gone for that. I think I can finish Rage, actually. I think I'll have enough physical protection up here. Ares is a lot, too. So it might help me kill Ares, but beyond that, the Fire Giant's going to be the most important thing here. I think damage buff is being done by Agni. I heard his meteors going down there. I only have 1 ward, and since I'm playing a carry, this is a good tip for you, for y'all. If you're playing a carry and you only have enough to buy a few wards or 1 ward, don't put it here. Don't put it here in the common ward spots because they're just going to be countered if anyone's paying attention. So you see how I put it like way deep in there. You can put it on the other side. You put it tuck it in a corner. You basically want to put it in a corner where it's not going to be seen or countered because you don't have the money to keep buying more and more wards or anything like that. You just don't. Like you don't have the money to keep that up. You're just putting the ward up so you can secure objectives, and all your goal is just to have that ward there so you know when they're doing an objective. That's it. If he uses his 1 here, I'll probably die. Okay, he didn't. Holy crud, dude. He's gonna ulti. I don't want to get caught in it. There's the Apollo ulti. If he fights me, he's so dead. Here comes the Ares ultimate. Ultimate. That was a really bad one. Hopefully it's not for Hades to get him, maybe. Oh, that mesmerized, dude. That's gonna hit the Sobek and keep him there. Ugh, this is really bad. I can't hit any shots. Here's Apollo. Apollo's gonna be a really easy kill. Need to be very careful though. Heal up on these minions like a little bit. Okay. So we have a good amount. Agni got away, unfortunately. Really good mesmerize from the Apollo, like super good. He's gonna want to go for something here. Did Hades make it out? Looks like he did. Sobek's gonna heal up a whole bunch. Oh, a lot of back and forth, but luckily we didn't lose too many. We lost Zeus. They lost Agni, so. Not really the worst situation. You see my wards sitting in the Fire Giant camp right now. That's basically just giving me a vision of the objective, and that's all I'm going to spend money on wards. Because that's really going to make or break the game if we get Fire Giant or lose Fire Giant or whatever. So it's very valuable for me to have vision on that, regardless of what role I'm playing. But since I'm not playing a support, I don't really want to sink too much money into wards. So I'm not going to put wards in common ward spots where they'll easily be countered type thing. So I'm just going to wait. And once I just get enough for 1 ward, I'll put it in a really uncommon spot. So it guarantees the fact that ward will get some use. I mean, obviously if you're playing support, you want to counter the common ward spot so the enemy doesn't have vision. But if you're playing a carry, especially in a solo queue, you want to make sure that you manage that well. See where he decides to go. Apollo's in the air. Oh, free ward. I guess he's not paying attention. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. Well, they got Ares, they got Apollo. They hate my freaking butt. And I'm not used to the new duration on Sobek's ultimate. The duration on the Aegis versus the Sobek ultimate, so I messed that up pretty badly. He should be able to pick this. Oh god. He missed 3 shots out of 4 on that Agni. There you go. So, I mean, they focused me really hard, like they were diving on me, but they ended up losing 5, so that's really easy. So they can either push right now, they should just push. They can end it, actually. They have enough time to end it. Audie's going to be gone for a long time, Soap's going to be gone for a long time, Apollo almost a minute. So if they rush this really, really hard, they can win. Especially with Zeus's damage, Bakasura's damage really strong, Freya really strong damage. They have a lot of damage for the single target. Yeah, go. Minotaur. They can end it right now. They're not going to be up in time. Thor will come up with a stun, but that's not a whole lot they can do. So this is probably going to be game, unless something strange happens or they back off. Yeah, we have enough minions for this. Detonate Zeus. Detonate on cooldown. He wants the last hit. So that's the game, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate your views and subscriptions. Now let's go ahead and head into the post-game analysis, so we figure out exactly what went wrong there or went right. I was missing a lot of my shots there and blowing up. Also, I can finish off my item build for you. I would have gone for a rage just because of that, but we'll look at the final stats. So let's check this out here. Oh god, you're gonna do me like this, Neith? I might mute the game sound at the end of this, so if you don't hear any music right now, it's because I got fed up and muted it after post-production. So we got a bunch of damage from Zeus, which was really strong. You can see the damage taken is a lot by me, and Bakasura as well. But they were just diving me really hard. Good healing. This is the healing that just comes from my 2, so you can see a lot of healing, almost as much as Bakasura's eat minions. So you know, really strong healing there. They did a lot of damage with Ares, which he was doing his job right. So let's check out the overall. Head of the Gods, no girdle there. Again, I went beads. Each of them, and you saw, I mean, how much I needed that beads. The beads was very, very valuable to me. If you're playing against a good Ares and a team that has even a moderate amount of CC, the beads are going to be very valuable to you because you can pop the beads for the Ares ultimate and then use the Aegis for anything else that comes through. So I think in most lineups that includes a good Ares that's paying attention and playing properly, you will need the beads amulet versus the beads sprinter or Aegis sprinter like that, just because the Ares is going to force you to use that Aegis more than you would like to. So as far as overall builds go, this is a decent build. I don't like too much attack speed on Bakasura early on. I think he could go with more damage. Bakasura does well with attack speed, and you want to finish your last 3 items as attack speed pretty much. But early on, I think Executioner into like Deathbringer or Executioner into Devourer's Gloves is still really strong in Bakasura because he does well with damage early on. Then you can directly into attack speed after that to benefit from his true damage. Sovereignty, this is a good build here. I don't know if he sold something and got this. I don't know if you should get Midgardian Mail. Isn't really that great of a first item, but it does pay off if you can get it, I suppose. This is a pretty, this is a decent build. I would get Demonic Grip before the Fatalis if you're doing well enough. If you're doing poorly, which he kind of died a lot, so that's you know, the Fatalis is a cheap item, so you want to get that before the Demonic Grip. The Demonic Grip would do more damage overall, but it's more expensive. So if you're dying a lot and you don't have enough money, then go for a cheap item like Fatalis. That's a good choice there. So that's really, I agree with that choice. Chronos Pendant on Zeus limits your damage early on, but also gives you more detonates and more charge lightnings, or chain lightnings, just because it's pretty valuable for the CDR. So this is a really good build. This is a small damage build early on, but transcends into Rod, into Polynomicon. So this is a pretty good build here too. I like that one. Sobek's build, the Breastplate of Valor was a good choice. We have a lot of physical, well, 2 physical, 2.5 physical, but it'll also give him the CDR and extra mana, so we can initiate more, which his team needed. His team needed a strong initiator. All ore items up for Ares, so a good item build there. This one, I don't know about the wall. I guess the wall for me or Bakasura, but he didn't really have too much trouble with that, especially because his team had a lot of peels, interrupts. You have a Mesmerize and a knock up here. You have 2 stuns here. You have a stun here. You have a pull, a slow. You have a knock up. You have a pull, a throw. You have, I mean, so much. He didn't really need this. I don't agree with this choice, and his team needed a lot more damage than they had. His team was lacking damage, especially with this build. Don't ever do this on Apollo, guys. I don't like this build at all whatsoever. I mean, Rage itself is not an early game item. It's a catalyst item which builds off of other damage items. So it doesn't have like enough stats on its own to be good. You're really buying it for the passive, and then it's a small amount of stats to make you better. So this goes well late game when you have a lot of stats, and then you just need the passive for more crits after a Deathbringer. But don't ever buy this early game. This is not an early game item. This is an early game item, but it's just too much attack speed. I mean, you saw once I got the Void Blade, he didn't do anything to me. He just didn't have enough raw damage. He had a lot of attack speed, but I had so much mitigation just from one item that he really didn't do anything to me. This is a good build here on the Thor, going for the early Void Blade. I think he did well. He was in the lane with Freya, so yeah, go for the Void Blade. Yeah, if you're playing Thor, if you're doing poorly early on, get the gloves first. If you're doing well early on, get the Void Blade. The Void Blade's pretty expensive. But I think that's pretty much it as far as this game goes. Pretty standard there. Hopefully you learned a little bit about Neith, how to play ranged carries. As far as my last item go, I think I was going to go Rage, just because... They had a lot of physical protection. I probably was just going to go Titan's Bane. It would have come down to a simple decision, and it's pretty close. But I think I would have gone for the Titan's Bane, or maybe the Rage. I don't know. Either way would be very viable choices, and no one could judge you for going either in this situation that I was in. Void Blade or Titan's Bane would be for, you know, almost pure damage, but it limits your overall damage. It does help you with towers and Minotaurs and objectives and all of that stuff. And the Rage would just help you take out single targets, which would have made me shred through Agni and Apollo and a Thor. But that's going to be it for me, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate your views and subscriptions. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And of course, don't forget to stay dry, don't cry.